A bloke walked into the workshop last month and traded his 3-year-old SUV after it cost him £4,200 in repairs in 18 months. He could have bought 3 of the cars I am about to show you for what that one mistake cost him. And the worst part is those 3 cars would have outlasted his by a decade. Everything you have been told about cheap British SUVs being unreliable money pits came straight from dealer marketing in the 2010s, and it has been pushing buyers into £25,000 finance deals on cars that depreciate £8,000 the minute you drive off the forecourt. I almost bought into it myself last year. Then a fleet manager in Birmingham who has bought over 600 SUVs at auction pulled me aside and showed me his actual maintenance ledger. What I saw is what I am sharing with you today. Before I get into the list, I want to tell you about number 1 right now. It costs under £3,500 on Auto Trader, has a timing chain instead of a belt, and one of these has done 312,000 miles on its original engine. I will tell you exactly which one at the end. Everything I'm about to show you builds toward that. Today I am uncovering 3 SUVs the dealers have never had any interest in telling you about, because the day you find out, they lose a sale. Let me start with the one that gets laughed at the most. The Skoda Yeti 2.0 TDI, built between 2009 and 2017. For the last decade, Brits have been told this car is the boxy, awkward-looking thing that nobody wanted. The SUV that only your dad's accountant friend bought because it was cheap. That belief came straight from a 2014 Auto Express piece that ranked the Yeti's styling near the bottom of the segment. And it has been quoted on every used car forum since. The buyers walking past these on Auto Trader are doing exactly what dealers want them to do, looking at the badge instead of what is underneath it. So here is what is actually under the bonnet. The 2.0 TDI Yeti shares its running gear with the Volkswagen Tiguan and the Audi Q3, both of which sell for double the money in identical mechanical condition. Same engine, same gearbox, same Haldex 4-wheel drive system. When the Birmingham fleet manager sat me down at his kitchen table, he opened a ring binder thick enough to be a phone book. Every page was a different car. It listed date of purchase, mileage at auction, every repair, every service, every MOT pass. There were 43 Yetis between 2018 and 2023. Average mileage when he bought them was 142,000 miles. He flipped through the engine repair section and the page was almost empty. Across all 43 cars, not one engine failure. 2 had needed water pumps. 1 had a turbo replaced at 198,000 miles. That is the entire major repair list for 43 Yetis. For you, this means a clean Yeti TDI on Auto Trader. Right now sits between £4,200 and £6,800, while a Tiguan with the same engine and the same miles on the same forecourt runs from £8,500 to £12,000. You are paying £4,000 less for the exact same mechanical car, just with a Skoda badge instead of a Volkswagen one. The buyers who already know this are quietly snapping these up at auction before they ever reach a dealer's window. But if you think the Yeti was underrated, the next car on this list is where things get genuinely strange. The British public has spent 15 years calling it one of the worst SUVs ever sold here, and the man who taught me about it pulled out the same ledger and showed me the exact opposite. We are not at number 1 yet, and that one is worth staying for, but what you have just learned is already putting £4,000 in your pocket that most buyers walking onto a forecourt this weekend will never see. Remember that anchor I planted at the start, under £3,500. Timing chain instead of a belt. One example past 312,000 miles. Hold on to that. We are building toward it. The Vauxhall Antara is the car nobody in this country has ever defended in public. Type its name into Google and you will hit a wall of warnings stretching back to 2012. Honest John flagged the early diesel for injector problems. What car ranked it near the bottom of its reliability index that same year? Every Reddit thread, every forum post, every YouTube comment for the next 12 years repeated the same line. Avoid the Antara. Vauxhall got it wrong. Buy anything else. What none of those warnings mention is that Vauxhall completely changed the engine in 2011. The 2-litre with the injector problems was dropped. The 2.2 CDTI replaced it. And the 2.2 CDTI is not really a Vauxhall engine at all. It is built on the same platform as the Chevrolet Captiva, in the same factory in South Korea, by the same engineering team that supplied taxi fleets across Eastern Europe with cars that documented service intervals past 250,000 miles. The Birmingham fleet manager bought 12 Antaras at auction in 2019. He put them straight into his own delivery operation, running them up and down the M6 6 days a week for 4 years. When he showed me the maintenance log, I had to read it twice. 12 cars. 4 years, 1 clutch replacement, 2 sets of front discs. That was the entire repair list. He sold them on at the end of 2023 for almost what he paid for them, because by then nobody else in the auction hall would touch a Vauxhall and he could keep buying them for nothing. For you, this means a 2.2 CDT Antara on Auto Trader today runs £2,800 to £4,500. The mechanically identical Chevrolet Captiva, when you can find one in the UK, runs £5,500 to £7,000. The Hyundai Santa Fe that sits on the same Korean General Motors platform architecture runs £8,000 plus. The buyers who already know this are walking up to dealer forecourts and pointing at the cheapest Vauxhall on the lot, while the Hyundai shoppers next to them are paying double for the same engineering. The story behind the next car is one I almost did not include because I was not sure people would believe it. I checked the auction data 3 times. I rang the fleet manager twice to confirm the mileage figure was not a typo. What I found is the most widely repeated lie in the British used SUV market right now, and the car at the centre of it has done numbers that read like fiction. Everything in the first half of this list adds up to roughly £7,000 in hidden value sitting on UK forecourts right now. What is coming next is where the numbers get harder to believe, because this is the one almost nobody talks about publicly, and it is the one I planted in the hook. Under £3,500. Timing chain. 312,000 miles. We are about to get into exactly why. If you are finding this useful, hit subscribe. We cover UK used car traps and value plays every week. We are down to the final one. This almost never appears in articles or other videos, not because it is unknown, but because the people who know it have no incentive to share it. Auction houses know. Fleet operators know. Mitsubishi specialists in the trade know. Until now, retail buyers in this country have been the last people in the chain to find out. This is the Mitsubishi Outlander. 2.2 DIED diesel, built between 2007 and 2012. Right now, most British buyers searching for an Outlander are looking at the wrong one. They have been told the only Outlander worth owning is the PHEV, the plug-in hybrid from 2014 onwards, because that's the one Mitsubishi marketed, the one government grants subsidised, and the one fleet leasing companies pushed for company cars. The pre-PHEV diesel from 2007 to 2012 has been quietly dismissed as the old one. That dismissal came directly from Mitsubishi UK's own marketing strategy in 2014, when they needed to clear PHEV stock from their forecourts. Every used car website in this country has been recycling that framing for over a decade. Here is what the marketing never told you. The 2.2 DID diesel Outlander, fitted with the 4N14 engine from 2010 onwards, has a timing chain instead of a timing belt. That single design choice eliminates the £700 to £1,100 belt service that owners of every comparable diesel SUV from this era have to pay every 5 to 7 years. The Birmingham fleet manager walked me out to his driveway. Sitting there, washed but not waxed, school-run dirty around the wheel arches, was a 2011 Outlander 2.2 DID. He bought it at auction in 2017 with 168,000 miles on it. He opened the boot, pulled out a hardback service log he keeps in a plastic wallet, and handed it to me. The current odometer reading was written in pencil on the inside cover. 312,000 miles. Original engine, original turbo, original gearbox, original chain. The major repair list across 7 years and 144,000 miles of his ownership was 3 sets of brakes, 2 clutches, and a water pump. That is it. For you, this means a clean 2.2 DID Outlander on Auto Trader today runs £2,400 to £3,500. The plug-in hybrid electric vehicle that everyone is searching for instead in similar condition with similar miles runs £8,500 to £14,000. And it comes with a battery pack that costs £4,800 to replace once it degrades. You are looking at a car that costs roughly a quarter of what its more famous sibling does, with a chain-driven engine that has documented examples crossing 300,000 miles, and a service bill so low that mechanics in this country joke about it. That is the difference between an SUV that costs you £400 a year to run and one that costs you £1,800. The gap is not mechanical, it is informational. Most buyers will walk past every single one of these 3 cars on Auto Trader this weekend. Not because they are careless, because nobody showed them what you just learned. You now see the UK used SUV market differently from 90% of the people scrolling listings right now. You can spot the badge tax on a Tiguan. You can read past a 2012 reliability survey on an Antara. You can tell the difference between a chain-driven Outlander and the hybrid that gets all the attention. The buyers next to you on the forecourt cannot do any of that. If this changed how you think about buying a used SUV in this country, send it to someone who is about to make the wrong decision, because this is not the kind of information that shows up on the first page of search results. They will not find it without you. If you want to know what else the market is hiding, subscribe. This is the only place these conversations happen.